Well, good morning and welcome to practice on this quite dark dawn. Definitely feeling that sun moving towards the winter solstice point, the sensing that late rise and early set of the sun, and the real stirring of the winter energies. And so we're going to work a little bit into those today, into the channels of the bladder and the kidneys in the back body. And we'll start over a heart bench. And heart bench has a block, or usually if you have two blocks, that's great. You bring them into a T shape. If you've only got one block, bring a bolster or rolled blanket under the chest and have your head on a block at the top of the mat. Let's just drop down. So even though the winter season is not about the heart, the category of poses that we call back bends falls into this seasonal movement asana. And that's because it takes the back body into a different shape, into a different expression. But it's also because it allows the light of the heart, if you think of that as the coal of the fire of summer, it keeps that coal alive. And so even though we're moving through with attention to the back of the body primarily, we do want to keep that coal of the heart just gently, gently glowing over the cooler months. And just with arms out to the side, I really invite you to allow the whole skin of the chest to give way from the center to the sides. To think about that heart coal deep in cavern of the chest. And to see if you can rest the thoracic spine a little more heavily onto the brick. See if you can allow the heart to soften a little further to the back wall of the chest. And then just as you feel the pose dropping back and in, let's turn the brick that's under the head down a notch. Let's just ask a little more here. Now bringing the throat in. And if it feels right to extend the arms overhead, there's space, there's opportunity, do so. If you find that the forearms are just kind of floating above the ground, or it feels overly strenuous through the chest, bring the arms back down to the sides. Let them work where they can ground, wherever that might be. Really steady and lengthen the breath here. Of course, the throat sitting above the heart. See if you can just gently open the skin around the throat. We've got some very strong Mercury retrograde energies happening at the moment. And Mercury is a lot about our thought processes, but it's also about how we communicate them. And so the throat chakra is almost center stage. And just for the last minute or so, Should you feel that you can, let's take that brick down and away. So we've got quite a deep opening over the chest. I want you to really gauge the appropriateness of this for you. Notice any places where you feel heavy or where the pose feels complicated, and see if you can't unwind them somehow, either bringing the support back or making an adjustment or shifting the mental space. And then from here, wherever you are, sweep the arms up, interlace the fingers above the heart, straighten the arms and invert the palms. And just nice and slow, drop the arms overhead. And inhale, bring them up. And exhale, drop them over. Just let the whole of the chest open now. And inhale, bringing them back up. Last one. Exhale over. Let's hold the arms straight. Just take it to your maximum. Little finger side of the hand might be on the floor. Maybe be a little higher up, but just another breath. Let's take it nice and long from the navel all the way up through the panel of the chest. And then lower the arms. Let's bring the soles of the feet to the floor and the knees to the ceiling. Readjust in your lower back. Use your hands. Help the head up. Go slow. Lift yourself. Use the hands, use the elbows. Come to easy cross. Bring one or both of your bricks or even your bolster in front of you. And just slowly come forwards. So we're going to reverse the work of the back bend. You might be like me. It might take you a little bit of time to drop forwards after a back bend. You're just honoring whatever you can feel in the spine. You might just come straight forward, no problem. And just rest the forehead on the brick, on the floor, on the bolster. See if you can let the outer hips and the lower back relax. See if you can let the back return to that quite natural kyphotic state of the thoracic spine. Let's come on up and switch the cross of the legs over. And same thing, just come down nice and slow as your spine or your hips, whatever. You feel the body kind of holding you back. Really honor that. Sit with that. Listen to that. Try not to have a destination in mind, but instead try to merge with the journey through the hips, through the lower back, whatever that journey might look like or be. And inhale, lift yourself all the way back up. And let's transition the pose through to an all fours shape. Hands beneath the shoulders, index finger facing forward, knees underneath the hips. And drop the belly through as you breathe in, look up. And then round the belly through as you breathe out, look down. Come back to neutral, look to the right, and then curve the right hip towards the nose towards the right hip. So create a C shape. Come back to the center, turn the head, look to the left, and then curl in. Nose to left outer hip. And coming back to the center. Look up, drop the belly. Look to the right, curl in. Look underneath you, curl through. Look to the left. Good, coming back to the center, looking up. Just start moving with this in your own time. Just leading through these nice kind of big circles in the back, in the side body, and in the front body. Let's do one more to the right. And then reverse it. Let's do 3 to the left. So look left, look under, look right, look high. Keep going. Let's see if you can coordinate your breath. Finish looking high, and then on your exhalation, right knee towards the forehead. And as you inhale, take the right leg back behind you and hold it there. Bend through the right knee until the sole of the foot comes to the roof. And then try and just reach out through that right knee and balance the sacrum. So the sacrum wants to lift. Just see if you can really balance it here. You should be feeling it more in the left leg as it attempts to stabilize. When you're ready, on your exhalation, keep the knee bent, right knee to forehead, and then inhale, bring it back up and into that stable, balanced sacrum place. Exhale through. Okay, 10 of these today. 1, let's go a little bit faster just for morning time here. 2, 3, 4. Try and touch that point each time. 7, so not too fast. 8, little pause at the top of the pose. 9, 10, good. Switch it up. Left knee to chest. Inhale, left leg back behind you. Hold it long. Bend through the knee, standing left foot. Now, you'll feel it wants to tilt up, left hip. Can you roll it down? Level the sacrum. Feel it working across that sacral area. Then exhale, forehead to knee. Inhale, take that left leg back. I want you to hit that balance point, pause. Exhale through, 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring it through. Nice. All right, let's drop the left elbow down to the floor. So left forearm down, right palm of hand just stays where it is. Right knee to the chest as you exhale. Inhale, take the right knee back. Now, keep the knee bent this time and arc the right knee upwards towards the roof and try and lift it high. So you're going to get the outer buttock here on the right leg plus the stabilizing on the left leg. All right, exhale, knee to chest. Inhale back, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be starting to feel that buttock working by now. 8, 9, and 10. Good. Bring it down. Come back to all fours. Switch it. Left forearm comes down to the mat. Right hand just stays where it was under the shoulder. Left knee draws in towards the chest on an out breath. Inhale, kick it back. So here you want to bend the knee, lift the knee really high and carve the hip open. It's like the opposite to what we were doing. Exhale down. Okay, 10 of these. 1, 2. Find that end point with each one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Really lift it high here. 8. Feel the stabilizing buttock. 9 and 10. And slowly release. Come right on back to an all fours position. Tuck the toes under, lift the knees. Let's go to downward dog. And just take a moment to lengthen back lines of the legs, whatever that looks like for you. So it's good to move it around through the 3-dimensionality of the calf muscle, soles of the feet, back lines of the knees, back of the legs. And just get it to a still point and let the back of the skull go. Nice. Walk the hands backwards towards the feet. Inhale, half lift. Open the chest. Exhale, soften and fold. 3 of these. Inhale, half lift. Open the chest. Exhale, soften and fold. Draw the navel in. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Walk the hands forwards. We're coming back into that downward dog shape. Roll it forwards to plank. Drop the knees down, chest down, belly down. Let's come right onto the floor now. Point the toes. Let's bring the hands back and interlace them to the back. Straighten the arms at the elbows and lift the chest. Now just keeping the legs down for a moment. Really energize the legs by bringing the pubic bone to the navel here. Just use this to open the shoulders without too much of that strain of the lower back, just to begin with. Soften back and neck. Then if you feel like you've got enough tone in that lower back, raise the legs. Nice long breath. Inhale. And exhale, slowly lower down. Set the hands up as if for cobra. Lift the chest here, inhale. And on exhalation, roll the buttock back to child's pose. Maybe bring a brick underneath the forehead if the forehead doesn't quite make it to the ground. And swing the hands back behind the body to release the wrists. Work breath to the back of the lungs here. And then making fists with the hands, bring the hands up and start pounding as high up into the back of the lungs as you can reach. So just use the thumb side of the fist. Cover up as much as you can of that back of lung surface. Come down to the lower back. Come down to the sacrum. Come out into the hips and the buttock. And then little tap on the sacrum and slowly bring the body upright to sit. Close your eyes for a moment. Let everything settle in that still point. Deep, slow, and resonant breath. We're going to go from here into a long pound. So when you're ready, on your inhalation, raise your arms up nice and high. Drop thumbs into the palm of the hand and cross the four fingers over them. Hold that breath and start pounding across the upper chest. We want to stir up that immune response, bringing blood, chi into the chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to child's pose. Breathing out through the mouth. Puff it out. Hold it out. Inhale, come up. Raise the arms. Reach. Hold the breath. Lower lungs. Right around the base of the lungs. A little bit up through the sternum. Again, just bringing blood to the surface, lifting the chi of the chest. It's called the Zong chi. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breathe out through the mouth. Come forward. Puff it out. Hold it out. Inhale, come up. Last one. Raise the arms. Feel that sweet breath. Now just work all over the chest, or if you had a place that felt like it needed it a little more, go there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale down. And then just let natural breath start to return. Child's pose, just stay low. You might feel a descending energy down through the arms as you rest. Swing the hands around behind you again and interlace them, but this time go the opposite interlace. So other thumb on top, straighten through the arms and lift them up. You can always use a strap if this is challenging for the shoulder girdle. And then if you can tuck the chin down to the floor, and if you feel like you want to go further with this, roll right up onto the crown of the head while taking the buttock off the heel. If you can take the hands a little bit further over here. Inhale. And exhale, let it go. Child's pose. And then slowly rising up to sit. Take a few breaths in kneeling before we move on. You might notice the clarification across the chest with the breath now. Might notice that breath feels wider, freer, lighter. Might notice that the mind feels a little less burdened, that the mind itself feels a little more broad, a little less boundaried. All right. Let's take a moment to set up for a seated practice. So start to bring in whatever you'd like to sit on to create the rise. For you, it might be a bolster, or I've got one of these kind of like a solid meditation cushion. They're quite good. Folded blanket can also be good. And make sure you have a wrap or something nearby in which to keep yourself warm while we work. Definitely socks back on. Now we've already cultivated the first of our connections to prana this morning. So even though we're shifting around and setting up, try not to lose that space. Looks like it's going to be a grey dawn today. Yet another rainy day. We may well have exploding duck populations at the end of this year. And if you've got yourself set up already, then just start to move into the Ujjayi breath pattern. Plenty of time. Just closing your eyes. Just starting to invite that rhythm of breath that is under control in. So start to notice now, taking account of the inhalation. And measure the breath based on inhalation. So let's say we're working at a 4-count inhale. You want to hold for a count or 2 at the top of the breath. And then let's measure it out exactly with a 4-count exhale. A brief hold at the valley. Puff the breath out. Before inhaling, count of 4. And just sticking with this pattern, in more advanced practitioners, you'll find it starts sliding into the samavritti without you even controlling it. By that, I mean the hold spaces just get longer. So allow that to happen. For those that want to take the breath, take the Ujjayi pattern and move it into the samavritti, the even breath. So in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. I want you to work where you feel comfortable, about 3 minutes of this. Let's start bringing the locks on board, bringing the sitting bones together, feeling that internal updraft, chin down, Jalandhara Bandha. And as you draw up through the sitting bones, as you draw up through the pelvic floor and draw the sitting bones together, can you equally press down into the ground through the sitting bones and see if you can't start to feel those 2 directional energies coalescing to create a rise or rising sensation up through the front of the spine. Let's finish the breath that we're on and puff the breath out. Lower, middle, upper, take it in. Bring the right hand upward towards the face, prana mudra, close off both. Open the right nostril. Let's do 30 rounds today. Kaphlabhakti from the belly. Puff it out. Then breathe in through the right. Close it off. Open the left 30 rounds. Puff it out. Hold it out. Close the left nostril. 2 locks. Lower the right hand. Deep breath in. Exhale, coming forward. Breathe out through the mouth. We're going to drop it down and prepare for a Nowli hold. Exhaling, exhaling, exhaling. No breath. Puff it out. Come to sitting, no breath. No rolling, just the Nowli. Navel back, lift it up. Pelvic floor, lifted. When you're ready, soft belly, breathe in. Breathe out. Relax everything. Return to the very center of the sitting bones. Long, deep inhalation. Lower, middle, upper chest. Take it in. Okay, both nostrils, 30 rounds, Kaphlabhakti. Puff it out. Lower, middle, upper chest, take in, and we'll hold this breath full. Okay, concentrate on the locks. Chin down, Jalandhara Bandha. Sitting bones draw together, pelvic floor lifts, and then the sitting bones drop to the floor, reaching through gravity. Should have feel or imagine you can feel that recoil up through the spine to the back of the heart, up through the back of the heart to the throat. Straight arms. Ten more seconds if you can hold. Slow, steady exhalation, letting all the locks go, letting the work in the arms go. Inhale, raise the head, just sitting. Natural breath now. Just feeling the way that the eyes soften back in the skull. Feel the way that the mind usually tries to pierce the space around you, is quite happy to step back. See if you can just sit, breathing and still inside the void space. not seeking, not doing. Just resting. See if you can sense the shadow or the echo of that vertical line up through the front of the spine. And even though you're not working the bandhas right now, can you feel the residue of that rise from the earth upwards towards the heart, towards the throat? And can you allow, as you breathe, the whole of the throat to be soft? To allow for a moment all of those things that we haven't said to be soft. And just bring your sense of hearing online. See if you can tune it in and listen to the sound of the breath. And let that ujjayi start to once again texturalize the back of the throat. As you once again bring breath under your control, working with it intentionally, purposefully, to induce a state of deeper and deeper meditation. And we're using today the Kaphlabhaktis to assist the process of taking the body into breath suspension, into the floating void space of the breath. Just to see what we might see, what information might come forward, what solutions might appear. What answers might reveal themselves when we stop trying. So we're going to go through that round of breathing one more time, even though it's complex. Let's take the hands out to the knees. Working on keeping the torso elongated is a big part of the work of pranayama. Exhale the breath fully. We want the organs to be as open as they can be. Lower, middle, upper. Take the breath in, both nostrils. Hold the breath a moment. Prana mudra with the hand. Bring it up towards the face. Close off both. Open the right. Again, just 30 rounds from the belly. Puff it out. Lower, middle, upper, take in through the right nostril. Close it off. Open the left. Now 30 rounds, left side. Puff it out. Hold it out just for a moment. Lower the right hand and inhale through both. Nice and slow, feeling from the chamber of the kidneys to the collarbones, and then through the mouth, exhale, come forward, setting up for the nowly, for the vacuum. Puff it out once, maybe twice, come to sitting. Hold it out. Concave the belly. Two locks. Soft belly. Breathe in slowly. Raise the head, release the locks, exhale slowly. Puff it out. Inhale, lower, middle, upper, both nostrils. 30 rounds now, both nostrils to the belly. Puff it out. Okay, lower, middle, upper, take in, and we're going to hold this breath. I'll call it at 1 minute, 2 locks. One minute. Letting go as you feel ready. Inhale, raise the head. And again, just sitting. Just letting the body fall into those cycles of natural breath. As you sit back deep within yourself. And from the Hara center downwards to the pelvic floor, downwards to the earth star, let yourself be drawn down by gravity. Just let the whole orientation of the body become one of descending on the energetic plane, as if the earth were drawing you in. And then from the Hara upwards to the heart, to the throat, to the third eye, to the crown, to the soul star. Lift and lighten yourself. Feel that expansive quality, like boundless blue sky, like endless sunshine. And just let both these states, one descending, one ascending, one light like the sky, one dark like the earth, let them coexist. And feel yourself perfectly unified, perfectly balanced between the two. At the meeting point at the Hara in the belly. And once again, let the ears come online and the sound of the breath, the sound of the ujjayi return to your awareness. And dropping the hands out to the sides of the body. Inhale, raise the arms up and reach. And as you exhale, bring the hands down over the heart, bow the head. Namaste. Thanks very much, everyone.